Hi, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are here. Hopefully this will be an encouraging video for you. If you are dealing with loneliness, I decided to kind of write a few things that you can do while in a season of singleness, but also when you are just feeling particularly lonely. I think a lot of times in those moments, it's really easy to kind of just feel sorry for yourself, or kind of like I talked about in my first video, was just if you can't find people to hang out with, it can get discouraging. So I just wanted to give you some ideas on how to navigate the season of singleness, and especially when you're in just a moment of loneliness. So back to my trusted little notebook here. So I have actually 15 things, so hopefully you'll be able to get at least something from this list. So the very first thing is actually something that my sister recommended, so I can't take a lot of credit for it. But she told me to get a pet, and I really didn't want to get a pet because I work a lot. So I didn't want the pet to feel neglected, and she's like, get a cat. Cats handle themselves pretty well. But once again, I felt bad because I didn't want the cat to feel lonely. So the Lord actually opened up the doors for 2 little kittens, and they have grown up with each other. And I cannot tell you how much having a pet has really helped me in times of loneliness. You can talk to your pets. They don't talk back to you, but it's just having someone in the house with you that makes it feel just a little less lonely. So if you can get a pet, if you're financially there and you can spend some time with them, if you don't have time to take an animal out on walks, I would encourage a pet, like a cat or maybe a bird or something, I don't know. You decide what you want to take care of, but that's the first one. And then the second one I had, which is pick a new hobby. I think as we get older, past like the age of 26, I'm really trying to target that out of age 26 range. So, but anyways, as we get older, I think we can kind of become set in our ways of what we like to do and what we don't like to do, which I think really limits us in the area of maybe meeting new people, or really just becoming stagnant in where we are. So I would really encourage you, maybe pick up something that you never really thought about doing. I know the story of this girl that I know. She just picked up rock climbing out of nowhere. She wasn't really into rock climbing. It wasn't something that she'd ever done before, but she actually met her husband at a rock climbing wall at a gym. And it's just so crazy. Like, if she would have never picked up that hobby, I don't know, her story would be a lot different. So don't be afraid to pick up something maybe outside of your comfort zone. So number 3 is try something out of your normal comfort zone. Once again, this doesn't necessarily have to be a hobby. That's why I kind of put it in something different than the hobby. What I mean by that is trying something outside of your comfort zone. I think once again, we can kind of become boring as we get older. Like, we have all of these same routines that we do all the time, and we don't really venture out to do something outside of our comfort zone. For me personally, I like dancing, but I'm not a good dancer. So I decided to go out dancing a couple weeks ago, knowing full well that I was not a good dancer, but I just decided to put myself out there outside of my comfort zone to try something new. And it was actually really fun, and I probably am gonna go again. So I'm really glad that I did that. So just maybe think about some things that you could possibly do that are kind of outside of your comfort zone, outside of your normal things that you usually do. And number 4, I have read a book that targets your passion. I think every one of us have been made with a specific purpose and design by God. And a lot of times I feel like we kind of push that down because maybe we disqualify ourselves because we're single, or we disqualify ourselves because we didn't do it when God told us to do it. And so we kind of push down a lot of our passions. And I just think that we're doing ourselves a really big disservice as far as what God has given us as a gift to feed into the world. So really purchasing some books that are really towards your passion, so you can start to perfect the passions, start to perfect the things that the Lord has given to you. And who knows, you might start learning some cool stuff on how to minister to people, or how to really just have engaging conversations with people through pursuing your passions. And number 5 is start financially planning. Hopefully, if you're over age 26, you are already financially planning. But if you're not, this is a great time to start as a single, to start budgeting, to start kind of planning for your future, looking at your retirement, so that you can be a blessing to your future spouse. You don't want to come into a new relationship with a bunch of debt. So kind of my mentality is start practicing budgeting, giving, tithing, setting up a savings account. Dave Ramsey is a great person to follow. He has the Financial Peace University, and that is amazing. I have gone through that, and I have his books, and it's just been such a blessing to me. And I know that it's going to help me if I ever do find my husband, to be a blessing to him and not a curse. So hopefully you can start tackling that. Number 6, take yourself out on a date. I'm sure you've heard, like, go on a date with Jesus, which I'm not against doing that, like taking your Bible somewhere and just going along like the river or some place that you like to go that's just nice and peaceful and quiet, and just really taking time to let the Lord minister to you. But also, one thing that I really had to overcome, and I'm not very good at it still, is, and I think it's because I'm more in a rural area. I think when you live in the city, this is not so uncommon, but just going out to eat by yourself, that's still a little bit awkward for me. So I more go on like, just out to coffee, or out, I do go out to eat more, like I'll just take the food and go somewhere. But if you are a person that doesn't really bother you to eat somewhere by yourself, go for it. I think that's really courageous of you, and I'm still working on that. Some other people I've seen, they take themselves out to the movies, ice skating, just whatever you can kind of think of that you've maybe been holding off until you find someone to do with. I would recommend doing those things. It kind of just sets the pace for just being at peace where you are and thankful where you are in the Lord, and just enjoying the moments that you have right now. So number 7 is try a new gym out. This is so fun. I really love the gym, so this might be not the best idea for you. But trying out new gyms is also a great way to meet new people. And you can try out new equipment, you can try out different programs that people have. Maybe a new gym has like a yoga class that you've been wanting to get involved in, or Zumba, or just, I don't know what else, stretching. All of these things are great to kind of, once again, get you out of your comfort zone, meet new people, and really it's just kind of fun going into new gyms. And number 8 is invest in a small group. A lot of churches are offering just small groups because they want people to connect. If your church doesn't have small groups, I would just recommend maybe going to another church and seeing if they offer small groups. Don't leave your church, but it's okay to go to other churches' events. I think like we can feel like, oh, I'm not a part of that church, so I can't be a part of what they're doing, but we're all one in the Lord. So I think just try to get involved in a small group. That is a really good way to be encouraged and just to have people pray for you and you to be praying with other people. So give that a try. And number 9 is sit down and write some thank you cards. We kind of live in a society that has gone away from thank you cards, but I cannot tell you how nice it is to receive a thank you card from someone. And just taking the time to thank someone maybe who's impacted your life, or someone who's done something nice for you and you just haven't really taken the time to thank them properly. Just sit down and just start writing thank you cards to people. Maybe your grandparents that send you money every year. I don't know, whatever it is, just take some time to write out some thank you cards. And now I am turning the page. So number 10 is journal. I journal quite often, but journaling is really cool because you can kind of see where you were through a certain season and how God carried you through that season and where He's taking you into the new season. And it's also just a good reminder to just take the time to look back and see all the things that God has done for you throughout your entire life. I have journals from when I was like 13 years old. So if you've never journaled before, I would encourage just starting, just like you're writing to God, like you're writing a letter to Him. And that's how I journal, but you can do it however you feel comfortable. And 11 is take some time to declutter. I think as a single person, you can kind of, once again, put things on pause or just let things pile up because you have all these other things going on, but it's good just to declutter. Take time to clear out maybe an old closet, take some things to the thrift store, maybe you can find some cool stuff while you're there. For me personally, it's just been good to kind of let go of things that really aren't important anymore, and they can be a blessing to somebody else as you take the time to just kind of declutter. And 12 is plan a vacation. Vacations are so fun. This might be something that you're not necessarily comfortable doing by yourself, and I would just contact people who you know are also wanting to go on vacation and just kind of plan a trip with someone, even if it's like 6 months away. That way you at least have something you can kind of have a goal towards. You can kind of have maybe a saving goals towards how much ever you want to save for that trip, or clothes that you want to buy, a certain bathing suit you want to be able to fit into, whatever it is. It's really fun to just plan a vacation and have something kind of to look forward to. And 13 is to write out a month's goal. And what I mean by that is just kind of sitting down and thinking about what are some things that I'd really like to get accomplished in this month. And just taking the time to write those things out so you can kind of have a vision and a purpose set before you. So in times when you feel lonely or you feel kind of sad with no one really to hang out with, that you can look back at your goals and be like, oh, well, I want to accomplish this, I can start working on this. It kind of helps you reset on just a forward thinking thought rather than an in the moment how you feel thought. And 14 is take a cooking class online or in person. This is something I really don't enjoy doing. I hate cooking with like a deep passion, but I think if we're really wanting to be a blessing to our future husbands, I think it would be wise to become a good cook, or at least try to be a good cook. I'm definitely trying some new things outside of my comfort zone in cooking. I'm by no means perfect or very good at it, but I am trying. So I would just encourage you, maybe do that. You might find that you actually enjoy cooking. So give that one a try. And 15 is to write 3 things down every morning or night if you're a night person. that's what I am. I do this at night. 3 things that you're grateful for every day. And it can be small things. It can be like, I'm thankful that I have a nice bed to wake up in, or I'm thankful that I have a job. Just things that you're thankful / grateful for, your family maybe, or maybe God just answered a prayer that you've been praying for a long time. In a season of loneliness, whenever we're dealing with maybe just some hard things, when we can go back and see all the things that we've been grateful for, it kind of helps reset your mindset whenever Satan is trying just to get you down in your thoughts. So hopefully these encourage you. Maybe you can give them a try, see if they help you in seasons of loneliness. And that is all I have for you today. Hopefully you can come back and get encouraged next time.